had an interesting realization recently that I am often self-deprecating to myself, but I don't like it when other people do it. I find myself being like, dude, don't say that about yourself. Like, that's not true. You are so much better. Like, don't let yourself believe that. But I personally do it all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's something I'm half actively working on is how do I be less self-deprecating, but still remain humble. Welcome to the Furlo Capital Real Estate Podcast, where we dive into the intricacies of passive real estate investing. And our mission is to equip people to invest wisely in both property and people so that together we can build our wealth while improving housing together. And so I kind of wanted to share some of the details behind it, what we were looking at, what was going on. We're calling this one 11th. That's 11th. The name of this one. It's because it's the street that it's on. And so here's my mini PSA. If you don't have a will, you have no idea what I'm talking about, get one. There's a couple different things you can do, but essentially a will is a piece of paper, a letter that just says, here's what to do when I die. And it's things like, what do you do with your assets? And for us, the most important thing is, what do you do with the kids? And a will is something that spells that out. Because if you don't, then goes to probate, the courts get involved. It is messy. It is really hard. But if you have a will, all they do is they open it up, they read it, and they do what you want. And you can write pretty much anything you want in this will. Any sort of stipulation. It's kind of nuts. But have one.
Question about condition.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was an elderly gentleman... Did he have someone taking care of it, like doing regular maintenance, or is it kind of
definitely
neglected
signs
a little bit?
Of deferred maintenance?
Yeah.
Thankfully, it doesn't look like there's any water damage as far as I can tell, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's just like the carpets upstairs are old and gross. Whoever laid the flooring in the living room didn't know what they were doing because it all it's like they didn't click it together or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
Super weird. And there's definitely been a build out of this house over time where it's like, for example, the downstairs bedroom window looks into the garage. Which is weird.
It's funky.
Right. So you can tell they added the garage after the fact. And honestly, when you look at the roof, you can also be like, oh, there's definitely multiple roofs that have been added here because there's different pitches and it's weird.
Because like the vibe that I get from it is one that we bought several years ago that we lived in.
Right.
We actually lived in it and then turned it into a rental.
Yeah, we joked that we bought a fixer-upper and then we just didn't fix her up.
Didn't fix her up?
Yeah.
It's lived super cheap.
It's very similar to that.
All right.
So it's going to be a super cool, sweet little vibe to it. Yeah, it's going to look awesome. And so we're going to do a bunch of work to it and we're going to make this little tiny house just kind of sing. It's going to be really cool.
That's awesome.
I put out an email and we raised the funds in 2 days. It was super awesome. One of the things that we're going to do is we're actually going to focus on the outside first. Our contractor suggested we do that, and I was like, that's a great idea. We should totally do it. The thing is sold before the project's done. It's already on a contract ready to go. Now you have a future buyer list.
I just like before and after pictures. I love like makeover videos.
Well, I created a new underwriting tool in order to evaluate these kind of deals. And so it's my first time using that tool. Okay. And it's a lot more conservative than I've ever done in the past. And
I like that.
I have a reserve fund of about 10% of all my starting costs. So it's about $8,800 is what it is. And that's just like, just in cases. Yeah. Everything goes perfect. Cool. Like that's profit.
That's great.
But if it's there, it's there. And the fact that it got funded quickly makes me think that people are interested in doing those kind of deals and there's hunger out there for it, which is awesome. I'm excited. If you're listening to this and you're like, dude, that sounds really cool. That's an awesome deal. I'd love to get in on it. Your first step is to head over to furlo.com, sign up there because that's how I let people know about these kind of deals. Thanks for listening and have a great day.